me. Kudos Funeral Home. I apologize for that.
For what?
Sneezing.
Oh, well, that's all right. I'm calling about it. Something's bad's happened to me basically, and I was wondering if I can call in and I had some few questions. I've been hung up on a few of them funeral homes, but I have a few legitimate questions that I needed to ask somebody to a funeral home that I'd be for my brother Gene.
Okay.
Well, what we wanted to do was, I mean, you guys have, I mean, funeral homes whenever, right?
We have funerals whenever, yes.
I mean, not funeral homes, funerals for, I mean, yeah, I could set that up.
Yes, sir.
Well, the thing was, my brother Gene is who we're getting it for. He died a couple years ago. He died a couple days ago, and we're trying to set up funeral arrangements. And I was wondering if we could do something a little different.
Okay.
Does it have to be in the ideal casket?
Does it have to be a what?
In the ideal casket, laying down all that, you know, the normal.
So you don't want him to be in a casket?
Well, the thing was, he was a weird. He was kind of a character. He was a nudist, part of a nudist camp, and we were going to have it set up where all of the members of the nudist camp come in their attire that they usually wore and have it like that.
Having the gentleman, your brother, naked?
Well, that was the plan. It sounds a little weird, but that's how he would have wanted it. He was a goofball.
Okay. You're kind of stumping me on this one, but the only thing that I really don't know what the laws would be as far as public nudity. And that's the thing. I don't know how that would be about. We'd have to check that out.
Well, if we did do that, would that be okay? And anything, if to have him clothed, I mean, I can understand the creepiness of having a naked dead. I mean, but to have just the members of the family come in, of you know, his brothers and sisters of the colony come in what they usually wear, which would be nothing if they could do that.
So in other words, you would want to have him have some private thing that you, the family, and family members of the colony would come in and then have excuse me, I'm not trying to be flippant about this, but basically everybody naked then?
That's the plan. I mean, it sounds kind of goofy, and I mean, but that's really how he would have wanted it. I mean, he's been sick for a while, but he told me before he died that I want to do something with what I grew up with, which would be, you know, on the camp. And I mean, that's why I said, huh?
Right. Where was his colony? What camp? Where was it located?
Well, they're located in Charleston.
Charleston, Missouri?
No, Charleston, South Carolina. But he's going to have his funeral in Missouri because that's where he grew up.
Okay. Gosh. Because I was just going to say that probably the best thing to do is where his nudist colony was, check with the funeral home down there. I mean, they might be, you know, answering questions.
Okay.
Like that.
Well, I mean, okay, I could do that. And I mean, if anything else, you know, put him in, you know, I don't know. I mean, just dress up the private parts and then just have his, because that's what he was. He was a guy that liked to run around with nothing on, and I want to celebrate that, you know, at the funeral and have his people. And I can understand the awkwardness of having, you know, a bunch of, you know, naked people at your funeral home. I mean, with their Johnsons out and everything. But I mean, the least I could do is try to, you know, do something that he would have enjoyed. And it was either this or, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Well, then the only other thing that would be not to say a drawback, but you know, when you know, person passes away, you know, they tend to not have the, you know, skin tone color of when they were alive.
Yeah. Well.
You know, so there's a lot of cosmetics.
Well, can you airbrush your body? I didn't.
Well, not necessarily. I mean.
Well, because that's another thing about my brother. He wanted to be black, and I wanted to know.
Wanted to be like really dark brown.
Well, just darker. Because I mean, and one of the reasons he liked running around naked was because he wanted to get a tan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not out of the realm of possibility that it couldn't be done. I just don't know what the legal, you know,
yeah.
Not the ramifications, but the legal.
The ram of, yeah.
The law would allow. You know,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you've helped me out. You've helped me out a lot. I think I'm going to do the right, and I'm going to talk to some people that you said legally wise and see what we could do about it. And I might be giving you a call back.
Right, and maybe I would try to maybe contact one of his members from the colony, the
Oh, yeah.
colony, as far as maybe they, might have an idea of
Well,
if this has ever been done or anything like that. Because
Well, I had just got off the phone with the leader of the colony, Brett Hedgepath. He's the one that controls all that, and he had told me that it had happened before, that they have nudie bodies all the time that they have buried because it's a ritual thing. It's kind of a weird thing that they like to do. I mean,
no, that's what I'm saying. If it has been done, I don't know about it, but I'm not saying it hasn't. I'm sure.
okay. Well, and also to the arousal factor, I doubt you would want a lot of boners around. But I'll let you go, so I'll talk to you later. I just wanted to know about that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.